Can you learn to speak a language with comprehensible input alone? If you're not new to my channel, I know what you're thinking. I know what you think I'm going to say, and I'm going to surprise you. I'm going to tell you that yes, you can learn to speak a language with comprehensible inputs alone, with zero speaking practice. Of course, if you do this, you will never speak as well as if you actually did speaking exercises, because speaking is a motor skill, and you need to practice the skill to get good at it. But you can speak pretty well just with input if you do it right. And I'm going to tell you how to do it. Someone just sent me a video of some dude who was speaking Spanish after 3,000 hours of comprehensible input. I watched the video, and just some math. 3,000 hours, 3 hours a day for 3 years, almost 3 years. Let's say more than 3 years, because you're not going to do it exactly every day. That's a massive amount of time. And speaking still wasn't very good. You need 10% of that if you want to get good at speaking, and if you can't do it right, if you do it the right way. So how can you improve your speaking, and relatively fast as well, with input alone? Well, you need to use language highlights. Let's say you want to learn to speak French. Well, all you need to do is write down everything you want to be able to say. It takes some time to think. Again, this is going to be hard work, and so the people who want to learn effortlessly the lazy way and all that, just go somewhere else, because this is not for you. But I do this with all my clients, and it works really, really well every time for any language. All right. So and fast as well. You need 100 hours of input to learn to speak relatively well. Just input to learn to speak relatively well by doing this. So first, you need to write down everything you want to say. So you need to think of every situation, every conversation you usually have, work, family, whatever, going out, meeting people, absolutely everything. All the opinions you have, all the things you like, you don't like, all the stories you tell, everything. Normally, I recommend writing 1,000 sentences at least, grouped by topic and by situation, right? So you've got your 10 or 20 sentences to use when meeting people, and then a couple hundred sentences to talk about work and also at work, etc. Around 1,000 will be enough to be conversational. If you do several thousand, and for myself, I use 5,000, 6,000. I've got an ever-increasing number of sentences. This is a lot of work to write all of this. So what I recommend is taking a couple hours the first day and just writing a long list of everything. And then every day just keep taking notes and keep adding. During the day you get ideas, because the first day you will not be able to think of everything you want to be able to say. But then the more you think about it, if every day you take 5 minutes, so, okay, what kind of conversations did I have today? What do I want to be able to say? Or what did I do at work? And you can come up with, or what happened today? What did you do today? What are your plans for the weekend? And you keep coming up with ideas. Just brainstorm every day, 5 to 10 minutes, and write as much as you can. And you keep adding all of that to the list. And again, you should have at least 1,000, but several thousand would be better. And then you take the list and you do massive amounts of input with that list. So instead of doing 3,000 hours of dumb videos on YouTube, what you do is take those 1,000, let's say 1,000 sentences, should be around 1 hour of audio, and you translate it into the language. You create audio files with text-to-speech software, and you binge listen to that while reading first. So you have the translation, and you have the text in the language. So every sentence, you have the English and the target language. Let's say it's French, English, French, and then audio. And it's 2 columns, and you read while listening, while also having the English, so you know what you're reading and listening to, and you do it over and over and over again. And you also listen to it during the day. When you drive at work, you drive to work and back, or you're at the gym, or you're doing whatever, you listen to it all day. You listen while reading as well. First with the translation on, then without the translation eventually. And you keep doing this over and over again until you understand absolutely everything. And when you understand absolutely everything, guess what? You keep listening to it and you keep reading it. And I wouldn't recommend doing just this. Eventually, I recommend you try to, say it aloud. But even if you don't, if you do enough reps, eventually you'll be able to say all of it. How many reps are enough reps? From 100 times the whole list, maybe. So if you do it 3 hours a day for a month, you'll be able to learn 1,000 sentences. And you'll be able to use them in conversation relatively well. Again, if you practice them actively as well, you'll be able to say them much sooner. But for the sake of argument, let's say you want to learn with inputs alone, then this is what you do. So, long story short, write down everything you want to be able to say, create audio files after translating it, and then read and listen over and over and over again until you know everything by heart. Because if you know thousands of sentences by heart, even if you've never spoken the language before, probably your pronunciation will be not awful, but it won't be great. Maybe you'll struggle to form sentences in the beginning when you start speaking. But if you've listened and read the same sentences over 100 times, you'll just be able to use them with the right grammar, almost no mistakes. A little bit slowly at first, but then eventually you'll be able to say them. And it's as simple as this, really. This is the power of language islands.